Hello, today is the anniversary of the death in 1991 of Miles Davis, one of the great jazz musicians of the 20th century, played with most of the other great names of that era, Charlie Parker particularly, but also John Coltrane. And it's an anecdote about his relationship with John Coltrane that I found particularly interesting. Coltrane had the tendency to play rather longer improvisations than Miles Davis appreciated. And when challenged on this, John Coltrane said, "Well, there's so much music I want to express, I don't know how to stop." To which Miles Davis replied, "If you want to stop, take the horn out of your mouth." uh, Making stopping sound a great deal easier than it sometimes is. And I thought about stopping today, and sometimes we're tempted to stop doing something or being involved in something, when in fact we really ought to be persevering with it. But there are other times when we really ought to stop, but there's something about us that keeps persevering. Maybe it's our pride or pressure from other people, and we keep going, not knowing how to stop really, um, but feeling at one level of ourselves that we ought to. I think that the advice of Miles Davis, just to take the horn out of our mouths, sometimes needs to be taken by all of us. We just need to stop doing something that is not good for us or good for others, um, and just to take it out of our lives. John Coltrane, um, as indeed most of the jazz musicians of the time, had a drug habit, and Miles Davis certainly did. But unlike John Coltrane, Miles Davis managed to stop his addiction to heroin. He became clean. And that was another reason why I think he found John Coltrane quite difficult, because there was this continued use of heroin going on close to him when he had got clean of it. And sometimes we do need to find good ways of stopping. It isn't always easy. We need actually to perhaps move away from people who are encouraging us in the wrong direction, who are encouraging us perhaps to do things that we know really deep down we want to stop doing, because it's difficult to resist when they're around. But we could all benefit, I think. Miles Davis stopped doing something that was really damaging to his health as he came off drugs. There are other things in our lives that are much less damaging, but perhaps we also should stop doing. And so today, perhaps a review of the things that I spend my time on, just to see if there's something that perhaps I ought to stop, and if I did, it would make my life richer.